So it is Kiss Your
Oh.
Sister night in Boston because the Bruins are tied 1-1 and the Red Sox are tied 2-2 at the moment. So
Wait a second, that's an actual thing?
I don't know. I just made it up.
If it was Alabama, then you would have really got me on it because I would have believed that.
It's been like, oh, it's a free for all.
Well, the Red Sox will lose. You know they'll lose. They have nobody now. No Moreland, no Pilar, no. Getting rid of Heath Hembry was honestly a good thing, but no Workman.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Who else? They kept Evaldi in the end, right?
Yes. Yeah. Well, Andy's column today, the best column I've ever read in my life because it began with the lyrics to Lose Yourself and ended with the lyrics to Lose Yourself. He said this is Heimblum's make or break moment pretty much, and he's going to wheel and deal his way through this. Not really.
It's his make or break moment.
Did he say actually? Did he say make or break moment? Did he say? But what was his actual? I was more focused on the Eminem. Okay. Heimblum's opportunity is now.
Yeah, of course. Yes, he's written two columns that have pissed off the entire city, and then he focused on the Eminem.
Yeah, but I liked his other two columns too. However, this is my favorite. The Milbury one might be my favorite, but this one had the Eminem lyrics in it. He even quoted it, quotes, and then the little line, Eminem, lose yourself. See, the thing with Lose Yourself is it is as success. It's people will say it is the not people will say, but it's the Born to Run of Bruce Springsteen. It is his most commercially successful song. But it is one of his great songs, if not his best song. So that's the thing is like a lot of musicians, their diehard fans do not consider their most commercially successful song their best song. But Lose Yourself is one of Eminem's best songs. So that's my opinion on Lose Yourself. Because some people are like, oh, it's too, they play it on the radio too much. No, it's one of his best songs. The story behind it is fantastic, where he wrote it on the set of 8 Mile. Yeah, it is the all-time pump up. So I can't mention this without going in depth into the song itself. But of course,
so it's really not your favorite column. You just really appreciate the fact that he mentioned it.
Yes.
Right.
Of course. Well, get that's how you get me into the column. Yes. Yeah. You're like, okay, I get it now. Not get it now, but like, okay, I'm invested in this. That's a good lead. As I tweeted to Andy.
It was yes. Okay, yeah. Really hooked you in there.
Yes, every time I write a column now for WEEI.com when we go back, I'm going to begin with an Eminem lyric.
Do you think that this was a way of him like kind of screaming out to you, saying, "Hey, invite me next time"?
Yeah, I think that's what he's saying. Well, maybe more to you.
More to me.
Inviting. You do the inviting.
Well, no, I meant more to like when we all hang out.
Oh, I got you. So we all hung out on Saturday, and it was Tyler, John, you and me.
Mm-hmm.
And your girlfriend.
And my significant other, yes.
Yes. And so then Andy tweeted, we tweeted out the picture, Andy tweeted and said, "Where's my invite?"
Yes, exactly. He was upset about it. I'm sorry, Andy. I mean, honestly, Andy would not have come. He's just saying that doing that to complain, because that's all Andy likes to do is complain. Yeah. Everybody, and I'm so glad that everybody else called him out for it 2 weeks ago with that column. That's all Andy does. He likes to stir up shit. It's a bunch of nonsense, because he would not have come if we had invited him, because we were in Boston, not where he and I live.
Right, exactly. Well, you could have carpooled with him. He would have said, you could have given me a ride.
No way. No way.
He was probably working on this column.
I also don't have my children's seat anymore, or my child's seat.
Oh,
so
true. Oh, good one. Yeah. That is almost as good as Tyler's response, that the invite went to Evan Lazar.
Mm-hmm. Yes, Andy's best friend.
Yes.
I do wonder what's going on with that over at the Patriots practice and stuff. What's this on the fours closing in the comment section?
Yeah, the fours closing.
Really?
Yeah, I wrote about this. This is a big deal.
Yeah.
It's very sad. I'm trying to think if I've actually ever been there.
Everywhere's closing. Jesus.
Yeah, no, everywhere's closing. Legal downtown is closing. I think it was the Flagship.
Really?
Yeah. It's bad. Lord & Taylor is closing. I went to the Lord & Taylor sale today, which I have to say is not as deep a sale as I would like. It's 20 to 40%. So the store, Lord & Taylor, is out of business. This 200-year-old department store, the first department store in this country, gone. So a lot of memories there, but it's completely closing. So the sale, everything must go kind of sale, 20 to 40% off.
Wow.
Wouldn't you think it's like 50 to 70% off?
Yes, I would think it would be a lot more. I thought like
60 to 80.
everything must go with 70%. I thought.
Yep. I saw a great raincoat today, a Kate Spade raincoat. I was like, oh, maybe it's still $250. So I'm saying this because I know my mom's probably watching. So just a hint there. Still $250. So it shouldn't be more like 150 to 100 if you're doing a real going away sale.
Yeah.
An estate sale.
Yeah. I
Going
guess
out
so.
of
I don't
business.
know. I don't know how any of that shit works. I don't know how any of this works. I can't
But-
believe so many places are going out of business right
Yeah.
now. I mean, I can,
Like that.
but it's just like, I
Yeah,
mean, Tony C's now. Is this the main Tony C's, the Seaport one?
Maybe. So there's a bunch. There's one in Burlington. There used to be the one by Fenway. The one by Fenway closed before all of this, I think, because it switched restaurants. It's a different restaurant now. Okay. There's one in Somerville. Yeah, there's one in Somerville, Tony C's Assembly, and then there's another one somewhere else. There's a bunch of them.
Okay, I'd only been to the one at Fenway before, only a couple times. This one was pretty nice, though. That's where we ended up going in the Seaport.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was beautiful. That was a good choice. Yeah.
Well, I thought we were going to your place of choice. What is it called?
I kept saying this. Harry's. I kept saying the Stockyard as parking and outdoor. I'm big on parking. I just want parking.
It's huge. That was my first question. How's the parking? And big F for parking when it comes to the Seaport. It's the worst.
Well, the lot. I got out of the lot. I was very stressed about that. I was very stressed.
I was pissed because I found street parking, and then as soon as I get there were two cars. One was double parked, and then there was another one that was getting ready to pull out. So I get behind the double parked one, and then as I go, I'm thinking, okay, they're going to just slide in there because they're double parked by a spot that's open. So I'm not thinking, they're reserving a spot for somebody else too. They're trying to reserve two spots, which is bullshit.
Right.
I've never seen that before.
That's so not allowed.
I didn't find that until after.
Yeah.
And then I get out. I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna go around them and back in. And then as soon as I get around them and the other car's pulled out, there's a person standing in the spot. I'm like, all right, well, I mean, I don't know where the hell they came from, but I got shit out of luck. And then as I drive back around, I see what the frig is going on. Oh man, it's total bullshit.
Yep, that's why I don't do street parking ever. That's why parking is very stressful for me. But this lot the lots are actually not bad. Now that I know about these lots, Seaport parking is not as stressful.
For how much it costs, though?
It's worth it for me. Yes. For my stress. Yes, I know. It was quite a bit.
Yeah.
But
it was 38 for us.
Yeah, for me too.
Yeah.
Yes.
For a few hours, all right, but Jesus.
It was like 9, yeah. Yeah. But I think, for me, I would rather do that than parallel park. I would rather pay $100 for parking than parallel park. That is my motto. My mom commented emojis.
The parallel park? What the hell's the matter with you?
So my mom has commented with these emojis, but she didn't say go ahead and buy the coat. So I still need support on this. I go back and buy the $250 coat.
Have you ever thought about practicing parallel parking, by the way? Maybe
I could do it when I did my driving test.
You could?
Yeah. I did it perfectly. It was, I did the K-turn, I did the parallel park, I did the back end, the whole thing. But I'm just so scared because I have seen situations where people are parallel parking and there's tons of people waiting and people are honking and you can't do it and you mess up. And if you do one little thing wrong, you got to do the whole thing over. That's too much stress for me.
That is your nightmare?
Yeah. Parking is my big stressor. Yeah.
Parking is your big stressor.
I Google map parking places near other things. And whenever I put directions to a place, like I didn't put in Tony C's, I put in the parking lot. So I know where the parking lot is because from there I can figure everything else out.
I mean, it's convenient in terms of Tony C's and everything else, but price is just freaking. But there was another time that I went to the Seaport and I hadn't been out there like by myself, and I went on a date, and I think I ended up paying like $45 for the parking, and that was the only date. That was it.
Yeah, because of the parking.
Yeah, because of the parking. Yeah. Yes, absolutely.
See, it can make or break anything.
I had no idea. I get in the place after. I get into the parking lot after. It's like, oh, you've got to be shitting me.
Yeah. No,
I couldn't find anything.
Right. But the thing is, either I would have parked there or Ubered, and Ubering might even be more expensive at that time.
Well, that's not an option for me.
Right. No, that would, yes. But But for me,
For
yeah,
you.
it would be the same, but better.
Really?
Yeah, probably. It's been that.
There and back?
I think altogether it would have been probably like $40. At
Well,
that
then you're saving
time,
money because of the gas.
true, but then there's the risk of getting COVID.
There is the risk of getting
Mhm.
COVID,
Yeah.
which I think the bar scene, I mean, it was fine. We were outside
No, that
with,
was fine. That was perfect.
and then the other place we went to at the
I
end.
fought for that, by the way. I fought for that. So I, as the resident mom of the group, made the reservation, and I said to them, outside. Because Tyler wanted outside. John was like, we prefer outside. So I was like, great, fine. So I said outside. They said, if it's not raining, yes. So we get there. John and I were the first ones there. And she was bringing us to a table inside. And I said, wait, I had made a reservation for outside. And she said, yes, we only take outside for reservations. And I said, that's what I did. So I did not get mean. I did not get mean, but they were a little bit confused. And I told them exactly what I did. And then they said, okay, let's see what we can do. And I said, no, I made
I
a
love that.
reservation for outside. And so I didn't want to be a bitch, but I did. I know I said this outside. And I said to the woman, if it's not raining, can we sit outside? She said, absolutely. She said, for sure. So then she came back after maybe 3 minutes, and she took us outside. Fought for that view and for being outside.
I can't believe I missed you standing your ground. Shit.
I did. John saw the whole thing.
And John just stood there and do nothing.
Well, he thought the hostess was mad, but she wasn't. She wasn't. Trust me.
Oh, she's gonna forget about it. She'll be pissed that night and then she'll move on. She's gonna forget your face and John.
We sat outside, and that's all I care about.
Yeah, exactly. You got exactly what you wanted. So the big question coming out of the night, though, is we post that picture on the Furloughed Friends account, and we get comments, and of course, Andy was one of them complaining. He would obviously not be there, even if we invited him. But Dale commented, one of these is not like the others. Now, it's just the four of us.
Mm-hmm.
Is he talking about you, or is he talking about John?
Or Tyler?
Well, if he's talking about Tyler, then am I not thrown in the mix there as well? I feel like no.
No, because you want to pull up the picture if you have
Yeah.
So that we can analyze this, because this is important. And I think that because it was either a color scheme situation, it was John being underdressed, or it was just me.
Okay. Well, the obvious one is you, and that's what I think.
That's what I kind of thought at first too.
But John was right there. The Tyler one you're going to have to explain to me.
So the Tyler one was a theory that was brought up by I don't know whom. Okay, so one of these things is not like the other, is the game that Dale has posed to us.
Mm-hmm.
So the color scheme one is John and I are in matching jackets, obviously planned. And you are also wearing green, and so is John, and then it's a blue-green color scheme, and then Tyler is just wearing black.
But so is John.
But he has some of the blue-green. This is why this doesn't make sense to me.
It's clear as day, obvious to me.
So it would be Tyler. That's the first thing Dale would think of, is like, oh, these colors are being worn by them, and then no. So then
John is wearing a hat too. That's a good point.
He's wearing a hat. That's true. So then I think was John the one who thought it was him?
I think John thought it was him.
Of course he did.
Yeah.
So
that's just John.
So because he was more dressed down, I guess.
Oh no, just because he likes to make fun of John for being a kook.
Oh, true. That's a good word for John. Yeah. So I think, and then the other theory was just me.
Let's see. Yeah, it's probably just you.
Yeah. I don't think Dale's watching because of hockey, but
who knows? He'll probably tune in for a few minutes. So this is from one of John's friends at Fitzimo Pena. John with the comparably more tame colored shirts tonight. Just wait until he breaks the orange cargos out. No, okay, I thought he had some insight. Never mind. No help there.
That would have been something, I think. Something to comment on.
I think he's talking about you because obviously there's 3 guys and 1 girl.
Right.
The only other thing could be that John's a kook and the rest of us are, moderately sane individuals.
Yes, I think that. Yeah, yes, but I wouldn't notice that difference right away. Like that would not be the first thing I'd be like, "Wow, John, you really dress." Like he didn't even dress down that much.
No, yeah.
He wore a hat at a restaurant, but that wouldn't fly in The Sopranos.
It's a nicer restaurant. I didn't see the inside, but I mean, we're right in the water.
You can wear a hat in Tony C's.
Yeah, it's a bar. I mean, there's a bunch
Yeah.
of TVs and shit too. That's right. I forgot about it. It's just a nicer sports bar. But yeah, definitely
Yeah.
hats are fine. And we're
Yeah.
outside.
Right. So I think it was me. John thinks it was him.
Yeah,
Everyone
I
else
think
thinks it
John
was
was wrong.
me, but John's
There
the
was.
one.
I'll give John this. There was a moment where I thought maybe it's John.
Right. I mean, we obviously didn't spend so much time on this. Clearly, we don't care that, we're not really didn't spend the whole night trying to figure out what Dale was talking about. But of course we did. But that's
a little bit.
a little bit.
Yeah. Once I saw that, I was like, oh shit.
Yeah. As we went to our second location, still wondering where.
Still wondering. Oh, and we couldn't get into our second location because it was closed, even though there was a ton of people sitting outside at the restaurant. Right. I forget what place that was. And I don't even know the name of the third place we ended up at.
I don't either. Where we celebrated Tyler's birthday.
Yes. Yes, exactly. Yes. They had those amazing chicken and waffle bites too. I don't know what that place is. I wish we could. Because those were really good.
Those were really good. What we need is the recipe. For those.
The recipe? Are you gonna fry chicken?
No, there was something. Yes, I would do it
definitely.
Because there was something
you
in
can't
the
even
sauce.
cook.
I can make chicken parm, and I can make baked ziti, and I can make, name it. I can do it. I can boil pasta.
Oh,
really good at that.
Good to know.
Yep, and make rice. Really good at that.
Okay. Yep. All right, so you got some of the basics now.
The basics, yeah. I think I can cook ground beef. So they can make something there. There's something there.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. I stand corrected. I mean, can you cook it well enough that it's edible? That's up for debate, but you can cook.
Again, anxiety comes into play, especially when cooking with meat, because I'm always afraid that it's not going to be done all the way through, because foodborne illness is one of my biggest fears. So I always try to make sure that it's like overdone more than it's underdone.
So parallel parking, food,
parking, getting sick, serving food to other people, because I don't want them to either not like it or that they will also get sick. That's another fear.
Getting sick, specifically vomiting.
Yeah. Any other kind of sick is not really a big deal for me.
Okay.
Vomiting, huge deal.
Okay, I've definitely never heard. The parking, I feel like I heard before. The food thing is totally new to me. I've never heard that.
I think there are people who are afraid of food poisoning.
Sure.
It's just so awful.
Sure, but I mean, you think they think about it all the time?
I think more about. There are times when I don't get salad because I think, what if there's a recall on romaine lettuce? Yes.
Really?
This is what I think about. So I think, what is the food that is the least likely to give me food poisoning? But I pretty much exclusively eat meat though. At restaurants, I get burgers everywhere. So
do you get it well done?
Yes, that's the thing. That's why chefs probably don't like me that much. But if it's too pink, I have one time in my life brought a burger back, but only once, because it was too rare for my liking and scared me.
So what did you order as medium well?
Well done.
And it was pink?
Mm-hmm. They just didn't want to. I guess they just didn't want to do it. But I just went back and said, "Excuse me."
Well done.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah.
So you a big beef jerky fan too?
No, it's too expensive. Otherwise, I'd eat it. It's just too expensive.
I mean, you don't need to eat beef jerky because you already basically get it. It's just there's no flavor to that shit though.
True.
How do you do that? True. Well done. I've had well done, I think, twice in my life. I can remember one time specifically, and it was friggin' awful. Well, I wouldn't say it was friggin' awful. It wasn't for me. I'll put it that way.
What meat was it?
Oh, it was might have been a lamb. It was a fancier meat, I think.
Yeah, lamb is a little tougher. So
I like lamb. I've had lamb. Elk is outstanding.
Really?
Oh yeah. Deer, good as well. But elk.
Where did you have deer?
I used to, when I was a strength coach out of college. There was a kid who hunted. Like he's a fisherman now, and one of our clients, he hunted, and his dad hunted, and they made deer jerky, and they also made to give to a couple coaches some deer cutlets, I guess you call it, or whatever.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is that venison, right? Deer's venison, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had it. And it was really good.
Okay, so it wasn't the side of the road. It wasn't like Wiggy, the roadkill killer.
The roadkill killer. Yeah.
That's what I think of now every time I think of that. The roadkill killer. The other one was bison. Have you had bison?
Yes.
How was
Yes.
that?
Good. I
Okay.
think I know. I went somewhere where there was a place in Evanston when I went to college that came in later on, and it had, what was it? I had elk there. That was the first time I had elk, and the person I went with had shepherd's pie, but with bison in it, I think.
Ooh, that sounds
Yeah,
amazing.
it was good. Yeah, it was really good.
Wow.
Yeah, I can tell
Okay.
you where the location is, but I cannot remember the name of the store. But anyways,
Okay.
yeah.
Just like we
So
can't remember the names of any of the places we went on Saturday.
yeah,
Except for
the
Tony
first
C's.
place was a Mexican place. The second place was a Mexican place after Tony C's.
See, the second place, I wouldn't be surprised if it just didn't have a name. It was that good. Like, it was one of those places that's like not undergroundish,
That was
but
the last place.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Or it was like, this place is awesome. Doesn't
Yeah,
even need a name.
it was right. It was obviously right in the water, and then no, no, it wasn't. I'm thinking of Tony C's. Shoot, I can't remember the name of the place. I have no idea.
Yeah, I don't know what that place is.
I don't know. If you walk out of Tony C's, you keep going right, you'll eventually see an outdoor place. But it wasn't bad. I mean, it wasn't crazy.
No, I
Like
liked it.
getting in and out of the city, I got there as quick as humanly possible, and I was pretty much driving the speed limit. So
Yeah, I got home in 10 minutes. Usually that's like on a Saturday night. Are you kidding?
yeah,
That's going to be like half an hour.
but now everybody's gonna know that you can go out and it's safe because of us. So
Right, exactly. Because we're
we've ruined
fine.
it.
And
Mhm.
we wore our masks the whole time, except for outside. So
Except for at our table. Yeah.
right, we followed all the rules, all the CDC guidelines. We did a very good job.
hmm
Mhm.
Yes.
And Andy
That's it.
wasn't there.
That was the best part. No, Andy was probably getting ready to talk about the what is that new book now? The Dynasty book or something?
Dynasty. So this book comes out at midnight. I'm very excited. I'm gonna
Oh.
get up early and read this book because I pre-ordered it on my iBooks. So his name is escaping me, and he was on every show today. And I still can't remember his name, but who wrote it?
Jared Stidham.
Yeah, Jared Stidham. Like, he could write a book. Actually, no, he did a great job with the Greg Hill show. I almost bought Kennedy Stidham's one of her codes. Kennedy Stidham, Jared Stidham's wife, Instagram influencer, like hardcore Instagram influencer. Did you know this?
Nope.
Okay.
I don't really care much either, but go ahead.
But this is something you have to know now, because if Jared Stidham starts, then you're gonna have to know Kennedy Stidham, because she's the new I guess the new Giselle, but like she's not on the same level. But she only has 86,000 followers. I thought she had more than that. Okay. But she is like hardcore into it. So she has coupon codes for things, as influencers do. And they say, put this code in for 50% off this. And then I'll do a reveal on my next post or whatever. So I almost did that for one of these little like skin things, like tools that she, like a electric thing. And then I looked at the reviews, not great reviews. So I did not use the coupon code. Don't use coupon codes blindly, but that's Kennedy Stidham. So that's what I think of with Jared Stidham.
Duly noted. Yes.
Yeah.
Then he can't start, of course.
Right. So he can't. Jeff Benedict wrote this book called The Dynasty. It comes out tomorrow. So it's all about the basically what it come to find, it's basically the crafts. Like, it's a lot about the crafts and Belichick and Brady, and a lot of behind the scenes stuff. And the big thing that came out in the post was the excerpt of this book where Brady's thumb got gashed open
by Burkhead.
Yes, exactly. So it's the behind the scenes of that, and that was pretty fascinating. So
yeah, it was pretty good.
The rest of this book, I think, is going to be great. But from what I've heard, and OMF was talking about this earlier, some of the other excerpts are a little bit embellished. You can tell. So there was one where the meeting with Brady and Kraft, the famous last meeting where Brady was saying, like, I'm leaving and all of that. It's like Kraft stands in the doorway as he waves goodbye to Brady as his tail lights fade into the distance. Alone in his house, Kraft sits and calls Belichick to say, like, it's the stuff that, of course, didn't happen, but it's like historical fiction, basically. Because, of course, it didn't happen. Right?
I don't know. I mean, it's supposed to be, with something like this, aren't you supposed to be accurate and stick to the facts and everything?
Right,
like, I understand painting a picture where, you're using the taillight metaphor or whatever, and it's fine.
Like how does Jeff Benedict know that? Well, I guess he could have asked Kraft, did you waive? Like, he could have asked questions like that. But also the scene where they're in the doctor's exam room when he is examining, they call the doctor in, very dramatic, to call the doctor in. Brady's thumb is basically falling off. And then Brady's on the exam table with Alex Guerrero, Bill Belichick standing off to the side, Alex Guerrero right at Brady's head. It is very well done in that I can picture the whole thing in my head. Because you read the excerpt, right?
Mm-hmm.
The post, yeah, you can picture this. Like, and then Burkhead comes in crying, and Tom Brady says to him, "I love you. It's not your fault." And I'm sure that happened.
Do you think the pliable thing happened? That had to, right? There's no way he's making that up.
Yeah, there's no way. See, that's the thing is, if this was a fiction book, I'd be like, yeah, that's kind of cheesy to put in there. But I'm sure that happened because that's a quote you could you could remember that and quote that.
Someone would have disputed that today if it happened. If it didn't happen.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Meaning Brady. He would have absolutely disputed it.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I'm curious what you think about the book. I don't really have much interest in reading it personally, but that's just me.
Yeah. Well, there are some other things in this book that are even more interesting because hearsay says that there's a chapter on Malcolm Butler. And that's really all I care about in this is the whole Malcolm Butler benching situation. From what I've heard, from what Mutt said at the cross today with OMF, is that nothing really is revealed about that, about why. I mean, rumors have gone around, and we've all heard the rumors about what probably happened. And Glenn even said today what it could have been. And I was like, Glenn, why did you say that? Christian was like, that's a new one. I've never heard that one before. Yes, you have. Yes. And so I don't know why it's so taboo because I don't know why, but the theory is that Malcolm Butler slept with one of the coaches' wives. So, okay.
Right.
So, but like nobody mentions that except I guess for Glenn today and Mark James one time. So then the Mutt also said that the book goes all, Jeff Benedict, I guess, goes all in on Parcells, makes Belichick and Parcells look bad and Brady look like the second coming. So there's that. And
by the way, if Butler's smart, he's going to parlay that whole thing into a book.
If he can.
I think he can. I think because you make a couple chapters on that because you're talking about like recounting an entire day. I mean, in a whole issue and the fiasco afterwards and the aftermath, all that stuff. I think that would be the absolute. That's the smartest thing you can do. You can go and have a couple chapters where it's like, all right, we already know this shit, Malcolm. Get to the friggin' point. But then devote maybe half the book. It doesn't need to be this crazy long thing. A lot of these books they're getting shorter and shorter. People's attention span.
This book is 600 pages.
Well, great. Is every book 600 pages now?
I mean, they're getting longer and longer.
How long was Hannibal's book?
I'd say like 800.
Which you've done a great job of plugging recently.
We do, yeah.
Yes.
Well, I mean, yes, I think
Ryan.
golf trivia is topical now.
We plugged it more than anybody else at the station. So
well, it's like golf trivia, stripper reviews, whatever. That's what Ryan should do next. A book of strip club reviews.
That is a genius idea.
Ryan Hannibal, there's an idea for you because you can.
Oh my God!
Your focus should be on
the Everyman's Guide to Strip Clubs in Big Cities or something like that.
Of all people, I think Ryan Hannibal should write the book on it.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Yes.
Start with Twin Peaks, which of course is a strip club.
Right. Yep. With a foreword by Rob Bradford, of course.
Of course. Oh, if Rob could write a foreword of a book on Twin Peaks, I think he'd do it without reading the book.
He
wouldn't have to read the book.
He would write the book.
Oh, he could write a book on Twin Peaks. There's a lot of Rob could also write a book on the trajectory of Slinkies going down large flights of stairs. I think he could do that. He could write a book on some great stuff. Oh, that was an all-timer. He could write a book on how good blueberries are. He could write a book on Rob Bradford could write a book on anything.
Pull up this second to last column for me. Comment.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
I saw this one.
I have a couple that I could probably go with for this one. Do you have one though?
Are we saying current Patriots or Patriots of all time?
The guy I'm going to go with is no longer with the Patriots.
Yeah, me too.
Okay, who are you going with?
Jermaine Wiggins.
Oh, jeez.
Very relatable.
Wiggins is your guy.
I'd say Rob Ninkovich.
Okay. I don't think I ever talked to Rob Ninkovich. The guy who I would probably go with is Philip Dorsett. He was the easiest guy to talk to after a game, no questions. Like if you needed him for one question, two questions, he had a good game, kind of a whatever. Always happy to provide information, and he always gave quality answers too. So I mean, I guess relatable isn't necessarily the right answer, but he was one of the better interviews, I thought, because he gave some pretty good shit.
Yeah. I think the ones I've talked to are pretty relatable because they've been out of the game. Like they're just kind of, I mean, like Fourier, but like, yeah, Ninkovich, I'd say. I've had some very relatable conversations.
You find Fourier relatable?
Not really. No, I mean, yeah, sure. No, I'm not really into flip flops. He's very into flip flops. So yeah, I can't relate to that. But Ninkovich and I had a conversation. It was a conversation about like Edelman had the smelliest feet in the locker room. Whole conversation about that.
Wow.
Yeah, and like what insoles to use, stuff like that. It's very, very relatable. It's very into taking care of your feet, Ninkovich is.
All right, there you go.
Yeah, Wiggy, I've had conversations with Wiggy about everything. He listens to Call Her Daddy. So we were talking about that one time, and I said to see what he would do. I had seen that the last episode was called Squirting and Ghosting. So I said to Wiggy, have you listened to the Squirting and Ghosting one? And he sincerely was like, no, I haven't. Which one was that? Because what week did that come out? He wasn't like, oh my God. He was like, yeah, I don't know about that one. It's like, he's relatable. Wiggy's relatable.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah. No, he is. The roadkill killer. Yeah.
Roadkill killer.
Yep. For Vic DeSalvo's question in the comments, this is a Fogwell's gym shirt. That didn't help. This is Daredevil. So Marvel. So there you go. You're welcome.
Right. Okay. Sure.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Just question in the comments. That's all I'm trying to man of the people.
Yep. Yeah. What Marvel? What is that?
Daredevil.
Yeah. Do I even want to know?
What? You don't give a shit. I'm just addressing I'm just answering the question. You don't care. Just let it go.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Cool.
Sorry.
Okay.
Well, I figured we were like close to the end, so I was just getting that out of the way.
What was the other thing with the book? I was going to say something about the book, and now I can't remember. Oh, Seth Wickersham texted whoever on the morning show this morning and was like, he said that he is coming out with a book that is, what do you say, more on, no, I can't remember. It was more on something else. He said this book is more about the crafts, and his book is going to be more on Belichick, I think. Or it's more of like there's two different books. So this book, we don't even really know what it's going to be exactly because people are saying, oh, well, there's a little bit about Malcolm Butler, but it's more about the crafts, but it's Belichick and Brady, so we're going to have to see with this because I'm fascinated by this.
Where did he come from, Wickersham, by the way?
He was ESPN, right?
Yeah, but I mean, before that, there was the Wickersham story, and then before that, I had never heard of him.
Yeah, the Wickersham story, which looks more and more like it's true every day because everybody trashed that at first and said, there's no way. And now it looks like there was some truth to that. Based on the excerpt from this book, the Brady Guerrero thing, that tension.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
This is gonna be a good read, I think.
I'm excited to hear your Spark Notes version of it.
Okay. By Thursday, I'll be done with it. All 700 pages.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my other thing. Before we go, I did a parlay tonight on the Bruins.
First one?
Yes.
Did you tell Shine?
No, I was going to tweet it, but I didn't want to word it wrong. So I should tell Shine. Actually, I should tweet that to Shine. I should probably do that. For the Lightning to win, and it would be under 5.5.
Okay.
Score. Yeah. Which my parlay is still intact. Look at this.
Nice.
Parlay is intact. Yeah.
Wow. Look at you.
So I might teaser do my first sports betting tweet this evening.
Oh my God.
That's the next hurdle I have to get over.
I am so
jump
glad.
into the pool. So people are like, oh wow, she bets now. Because of course everyone's going to see it and care.
Right. Yeah. I'm so glad you shared that with us after you gave me shit about my Marvel t-shirt.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. That's so
So
awesome.
I plugged my tweet. Is there anything you want to plug?
No, I'm good. I'm all set. You're an asshole. We'll talk.
Okay.
Go talk to you on Thursday.
I will talk to you on Thursday.